Well, I was upstairs on the third floor watching the event, and I saw three of the officers to the man's right start backing away from him and giving him some room. Then I saw another officer, he looked like a sergeant or a corporal, trying to sneak around on this piling where the guy was at. And the officer drew his weapon. The guy had come off the wall, and when that officer drew his weapon and pointed at him, the guy lost control, and that's when he went right back up on the wall, and he just jumped from that point. In my opinion, those officers screwed it up. If they had backed off, he would have surrendered to them. They would have had him, more under their control. If they had just backed off, he wouldn't have died. He really wouldn't.
Well, y'all, I have just a simple and a brief statement. I don't have a lot of information, but as you know, that today's events ended up tragically for everyone involved. We got this call last night a little bit after 7 o'clock, and it was about a suicidal subject on the bridge. You already know, and we thank the community. We made the decision to close the bridge down and attempt to negotiate with this man who was obviously quite distressed. He has an extensive history of mental health concerns. We also know that he has had prior events in his life in which he has been on other bridges, primarily on the west side of the state, including the Tacoma Narrows Bridge. His father was here today, and his aunt, and so we want to extend personal condolences to them. We had engaged in a negotiation with him to try to help him save face and to just do whatever option was available to keep him from making this final decision. One of those options that we were engaged in talking with him about was that if he would come inside of the railing, that we would take him in custody. And that way, that is a tactic that we have trained on in the past that is many times and most times very successful, especially at this stage in time in a negotiation. Usually the longer an event goes, the likelihood of success. And one of the success options we give people in distress is, you make it look like we took you in custody. And that was exactly what we were doing in talking with him. He did come over the rail, as those of you who have been monitoring were aware of. Our plan, and we talked with him about this, is if he'd come inside the railing into that protocol, we would take him into custody. Now, our tactical decision, and we saw him come off the rail, he did want to urinate, so we said, well, come into this protocol area that would give you covering. And then our tactical plan was to apply one application of the taser to bring him to the ground so we could get him in that custody. So we wanted to act swiftly with him. We did make that application. He then got back up on the railing, as you saw, and we're going to back off of that because we're not going to go up to the railing, as you can imagine. And that's when he turned and made the decision to go over. We are truly saddened. The officers are shaken. Everyone who witnessed that is shaken. But the officers had vested their hearts, their souls into helping him. So for them to see that to occur is truly devastating for them as well. Very personally so, because they're the ones trying to get to a positive conclusion. I can tell you that he was not engaging with the negotiators after 20 hours. His responses to questions we would ask of him or trying to get him to respond never exceeded more than one word. It was either a yes or it was a no. It's very difficult to try to negotiate with someone who's not engaging in communication. So the officers were having to, he was responsive to some of the commands, but he would not engage. That's what I know. And again, I want to thank the community. I want to thank this police department, as well as the sheriff's agencies, the fire department, and all that they have done. This is a very sad situation.